Whatsoever I feared has come to life. Whatsoever I fought off became my life. Just when every day seemed to greet me with a smile, sunspots are fading. Now I'm doing time. Now I'm doing time. 'Cause I feel on black days. I feel on black days. Hey, this is Gravity Groove, and welcome to Not Safe for Work Magic, Episode 7. That was my singing voice, and this is my announcer voice. You like it? I don't like it. So today, with the help of coffee, a goat, and a spreadsheet, we are going to continue our path of drafting to get enough cards to build more interesting constructed decks for y'all. As you saw on one previous botched audio and one previous successful audio, we did pretty good. We had a 7-win mono black deck that unfortunately you cannot hear me narrate, but you can watch if you're interested. And we also had a 5-win complete pile of crap that kind of staggers the imagination that we got 5 wins. We're going to go back to our regularly scheduled programming here, and hopefully we get a good draft deck, and then we just don't draw land and lose anyway. The Sudden Storm looks like a rare to me. Put it in the list. Into the list it goes. The Sudden Storm. Thrux. I now have 2 Thrux. Sorry about that. Voracious Typhoon, pretty awesome. Nissian Wanderer, also pretty great. 2 very powerful green signpost cards. Fateful End, also decent. Tough one to start. Fateful End rates around a B. Typhoon, also a B. Wanderer, also a B. Well. I guess we take Wanderer because it's the uncommon. I'm less excited about red in this format, and since I started on a blue card that I might play, spells with I guess 5 or less cost 1 less. Weird. Okay. Since I started off on a blue card, I'd rather go with red because I don't actually like the blue and red pairing, but blue and green go together just fine. If we end up in that pairing. But those were tough choices, and I wouldn't argue with any picks out of those 3. Mystic Repeal is pretty solid if we're going to be in green. Blessing, also really, really good. Actively punishing us for talking shit about red. Actively punishing us. Repeal, almost a B. Blessing, a B. I mean, we could end up in green-red for toughness stuff, for power stuff. It's not that much different. We don't know where we're going yet, so. Okay, now we have Omen of the Forge if we want to commit to red. We have Furious Rise if we want to commit to red. That definitely pushes us in the direction of 4 Power Matters, which I don't think I've built yet. I'm kind of interested in that. The Omen's not going to rotate, and, you know, we kind of wasted this pick, potentially. Let's try it. Then we immediately get a pack with nothing in it that we want, which is a bummer. Singer's the best card here. Hand up in blue. Another blessing. Woof. Okay. None of these are exceptional. O-Red is decent. Omen gives us a potential splash if we want to go in that direction. Skirmisher is garbage tier. Doesn't even trade with Omen of the Sun tokens. This has some limited utility. We want powerful dudes. Maybe the ramp is more important here. Yeah, I'll take O-Red for now. We've got some solid choices in red. We also have Nyxborn Colossus. We're almost certainly not in blue now. We're a base red deck. We could end up a red-black deck. And we'd look for a lot of the Nyxborn Marauders for our 4-powered dudes. I guess if we pump this pre-combat, it becomes 4 power. Yeah. One Final Flare seems fine. Colossus is often very hard to cast. Final Flare or Oracle? Final Flare or Oracle? Final Flare. C+. Oracle. C+. Well, I think we got some good 2-drops already. We're going to take one of these. I think the first one of them is worth more than a lot of other picks. This is a particularly good one. Good finisher. Oftentimes you can build a big board state and then just drop this and whoosh. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Playable. Not exciting. Artifact destruction. Is this relevant? I don't know. We'll put one on the board. Not that we have the opportunity to board in this format. Stampeding Rider we're probably taking just for a 3-drop, right? Although it feels kind of on the weak side. Versus the another War Leader. Yeah. It's actually playable. Arena Games, really sweet pickup for these colors. Happy to slam dunk that, and we'll mark that down. The first Aronian Games 1. Alright. Underworld Fires is bad. Banishing Light is great. Everything else in this pack kind of sucks. Don't want another one of those. This seems dumb. Underworld Ragehound is just meh. I'm going to take this and probably not splash it. Phoenix of the Ash. Woof. Adding to the list. Phoenix of the Ash. Up to 3 of those bad boys. Omen of the Forge, decent here. Huntmaster and Colossus, decent here. We aren't getting offered a lot of 4-power creatures, and we're kind of missing on green. Which could be a problem in the long term here. We'll take this just in case, again, if we do decide we want to try to splash for another color. There's a Horn Beetle and a Wanderer. I actually think the Wanderer might be better. Wow, this pack is loaded with cards we want, actually. How many 4-power cards do we currently have? 1. 2, 3. That's not good. Let's compare Horn Beetle and Wanderer. Wanderer is a B. Horn Beetle, also a B. Go figure. How many enchantments do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of makes Wanderer better. Doesn't finish the game though. Yeah, we'll just go with one Wanderer. We'll diversify a little bit. Again, getting pretty weak picks here. I think Soul Guide is fine as a main deck card. It filters and it does work. Two 4-power creatures, both we want here. I think Cyclops is slightly better just because of that extra point of toughness, even though he has a little bit of downside. Portent of Betrayal or Design here. Design is real expensive. Boy, is it not Stampede. But if we end up with more green creatures, it could end up very powerful. This also seems decent as a single trick to push through damage. I think I'm a little more interested in this. If we even end up running that effect, which we might not. This seems like an okay 2-drop, and it does trigger 4 power on the comeback, so that's fine. Impending Doom is interesting. I don't know if this is a good card. I don't know if this is a good card. Survey says D to F. Not a good card. O-Red is another enchantment and gives us more sifting, which I tend to like. It gives us more time to find our bomb cards. And too many of these Rage Hounds can feel really bad when your opponent's just dropping like 2/4 creatures over and over again and stuff like this. We're almost certainly not playing 2 of this effect. So we have some good cards, but we're really struggling getting our 4-power pieces together here. We have a second Furious Rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second Furious Rise. Well, there's nothing else really here for us. Oh, right, we got to take the Eidolon of Obstruction. I think we are not full with that one yet. If we are, then we'll take the second Furious. Eidolon of Obstruction. No, this will make the 4th. So we'll just rare draft here. Otherwise, I would take the Furious Rise. Careless Celebrant, pretty solid. Relentless Pursuit, also pretty great. Return, pretty great. Aspect of Manicore, pretty great. Gosh, which one do we want? Which one do we want? Careless, rated by the Hive Mind as B. Aspect of Manicore, only rated as a C. I think we will take, actually, Lost Viper, Aspect, Relentless. Do we take Relentless here? We don't have a lot of card draw. No, Manicore works better with our Final Flare, or Furious Rise, rather. Anything that potentially triggers that is something we need to consider a little more seriously. This seems pretty terrible. Staggering Insight, great, can't play it. Almost certainly not splashing white at this point. This is a really medium creature that we hope we don't have to play. Huntmaster. I think we just have to slam dunk the Huntmaster here. I would like to take Binding, but we just need as many 4 power effects as we can get. This also pretty great. Return to Nature, Relentless Pursuit, both great pickups here. I think, let's see, let's look at our removal. We've got 1, 2-ish, 3-ish, 4-ish, 5, 6-ish. This is almost exclusively like just destroy the best thing on the field. Pursuit is pretty great, but I think Return is going to have slightly higher impact. Wrap in Flames, not a bad way to finish a game. Training, also not bad. Training or Wrap in Flames? Training or Wrap in Flames? Huh. Well, let's look at our curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually don't have that many 4s yet, do we? This is interesting. There's a potential game ender. Although this can potentially turn... I guess just this into triggering. That's not great either. At the worst, it's a cantrip. We already have a cantrip we're running. We might not run this, but it does seem like it would be more impactful. Infuriate seems like a fine trick to have one of. I think 1 Colossus is totally fine too. He's a big boy. Keyword, very big boy. I think we take Relentless Pursuit over a second Final Flare, and we're pretty excited about that. Hero with just 1 effect that targets is worse than medium. It's just actively bad. What do we have for creature count here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We might need it just for a creature. We are kind of low on creature count, to be honest. Alright, so we're a mostly red deck. With the Colossus we may never be able to cast. Them's the breaks. We need to make some cuts. I don't think Thrill of Possibility is essential here by any means. With only 14 creatures, I'm not sure how reliable Final Flare is going to be. I do think I run this over the hero of the games. We could run the Irreverent or the Thaumaturge. Yeah, I don't know. That thing. I think we got Wrap in Flames for now. Doesn't feel that important. Curve is a nice average 3. What else are we cutting here? We could cut a 2-drop. But we don't really want to cut a creature. We could cut the Soul Guide Lantern, but that seems like a fine inclusion. Like, actually, a 41 card deck with this seems pretty good. We could cut Underworld, but I think having 2 escape critters is fine. Huh. Oh, right, this counts as a creature too. I keep forgetting that. So we do have 15 creatures, which is acceptable. Huh. Cut these two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut the Colossus. Would bring our curve down a bit. And it is going to be the hardest thing on our deck to cast. We are going to be able to cast it eventually. Huh. This is a tough one. I guess we'll do this. See if 14 creatures is not enough. We're about to find out. Alright. Here goes very little. As this is best of one, expect sort of highly randomized results, no matter how good or bad your draft deck is. Sometimes you just eat shit, and this is the game we pay to play. Where half the time you just get kicked in the balls. You just insert your money and you insert more money, I guess. Seems pretty good here. I guess when you think about it, having 13 creatures is okay. Well, 14 creatures, because 2 of them are escape creatures. So essentially they're more than one creature, if you think about it. And I often do. Sure. I would trade these. No choice but to swing in, taking it. Interesting. I want to play this now. It's a big Califu. Huh. Do we just throw this at this thing here? I feel like I just throw this at this thing. Yeah. Is he really going to take 5 here? Alright. Makes more sense. We could use to draw some actual cards and not land. That would be pretty cool. That's kind of exactly what I wanted. I guess we're just hanging out, right? That's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, let's just wait it out. Cool. So we're going to Final Flare in response to any removal here. And then we'll play out this War Leader to make sure that we can continue to trigger our Horn Beetle. Yeah, we're definitely going to kill that, like, right away. Why is it 4? Oh, haha. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so he's dealing 6 points of damage. We have Infuriate that protects our dude. Aw, man. Those are both great. Those were two of our better creatures. Cool. He didn't have any removal, and we just kind of built our board and stomped him down. Now that's because we were lucky enough to be playing one of like the 8, people total in this game that aren't playing black. So when we play our opponent that's playing black, it's just going to be Myers, final, drag, final, Myers, favor. And we're not going to have any creatures left. As you've seen some games on this stream go, this looks like a really good hand. Again, we keep drawing this on 1. I don't think it's great, but it's a redraw. We'll play this now because we can potentially just Omen of the Forge whatever comes up to block. Nice. Mirror match. Man, if he was like Rapid Flames, we're in all the pain. Damn it, he's gonna blow something up. Yeah. That's a drag. Completely invalidated my Aronian games. Fuck. I guess being that I have 2 enchantments. Yeah, that sucks. Really needed that to work, huh? 3 cards, huh? As much as I would like to draw a card, we're probably just priced into removing the Phoenix. It doesn't cost anything to use, does it? No, we can save that. We are flooding. We are all the way flooding. Well, shoot. Depending on the scry, we might be breaking this just to draw. Yeah, it sucks. Alright. That's pretty great. Yeah, let's just draw a card. All right. Okay. Pretty good. Flooded a little bit there, but they didn't really have any threats, so pretty solid start. We are almost out of coffee. But we're never truly, really out of coffee, are we, chat? Coffee is with us. Inside here. It's like our meaty chest of meat. Bit slow, but we could draw a 2-drop. Looks great. Or 5-drop. That's not the 2-drop we wanted. Whatever, man. I should learn to be more specific. Ooh, scary. That'll kill it. Really would have rather had a red source there, huh? Quite scary. We could have attacked first. We probably should have. Okay. One in there. How many does this take to escape? 4. Man, we cannot get our second source, huh? Blew our enchantment removal on that big boy. If we had that red source, we could just be flying over and wiping them out. Sure. So we go Blessing on the War Leader. And then Soul Guide. Okay, so we have options here. Well, that is a complete blowout. Now we probably just lose the game. Yep, now we probably just lose the game. Wow, that was a complete and total blowout. Yep. That's what I can do now. So we do this to chump, nuke this. Hope we... Well, we have another mountain. That's not good for us. At 1 point of life might actually put us out of range. Yeah, we lose that. Man, that Starlit Mantle. Just a complete blowout. Complete and total blowout. Maybe we were supposed to just wait there, but what does waiting achieve? Hindsight, you know? There's no way for us to know he had that. We could have waited until we had a second red to be able to omen in response. But, again, that's just hindsight, right? See if we can actually make Arena games work. Otherwise, this hand looks pretty great. Enchantment reward, enchantments. Huh. Dude, do you have Banishing Light? Because if you do, that's really uncool. Fantastic. Three color good stuff. Let's see if he's got another removal spell. I suppose we could cast this and hold up a red to Infuriate. Okay, maybe that's not a thing we have to do. Want to just cook this? A little uncomfortable going that all in. I should have attacked first, not that it matters. At least this way, if he does have removal or bounce or some shenanigans, we can do this Infuriate play. Assuming I understand how this interface works, which I am not sure I do. We called correctly. Gotta play around the bullshit, chat. Got to play around the bullshit. Good for you, your mono removal. We lost natures? It's only one at a time, huh? Okay. That's really fucking annoying. Holy shit, is that annoying. Okay. Block or don't block, I don't care. might even be putting Blessing on this thing, just that it survives Mire. We've got 6, 7, so we can sacrifice the gold. Well, now Blessing is less good, but well, that worked out. What did I tell you about black, chat? Mono, kill yo stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of removal so far. Fighting through it. On the Furious Rise. What do you got? Blake at Alley. Yay, more removal. Banishing Light. Dreadful. Apathy. Commanding Presence. Well, that's going to be fun. We finally get to get him. Why would you? Alright. Maybe we don't get to get him. Cool. So we've got lethal on the field. He's priced into chump blocking, or he needs to have the bomb rare like Shatter the Sky. No. I say nay. I say to thee nay. In the great words of Mr. Ed, I say to thee nay. Alright, 3 wins. I'm going to take a short break to go refill this. I'll be right back in real time. Real time. We have more coffee. For those who are interested in my coffee habit, I roast my own beans. I have for many years. I built a coffee roaster out of a bread maker, a heat gun, and a thermocouple. And I built it for about $22. Because not only am I an average Magic player, I am an slightly above average cobbler of things. No, cobbler of crap. Actually, it keeps with my keeps with the theme of the show. Today we're drinking some Costa Rican that we roasted ourselves to a lovely City Plus. For those in the industry, you'd know that that is on the darker side of a roast, where you get just a little bit of oil in the second crack stage. Back to the playing. Magic. Doing it. We're doing it. Henry's doing it. Henry's excited about doing it. Fab Peg. Ooh. Phoenix in Final Flare is really interesting. Do we YOLO this? Opponent goes first. Gosh, I'm going to YOLO this. It's probably wrong, but if we get even one forest, it's pretty great. If we get another mountain, it's pretty awful. Oh, we played against this archetype in one of our other matches, where they just went like Wayfarer, Wayfarer, Enchantment, Enchantment, Enchantment. 3-color deck. Ooh, it's jank like ours was. He probably assumes Omen, so he's attacking before casting a thing. Which is really overestimating what our deck can do right now. Oh, come on! Come the fuck on! There's like 8 mountains in the deck and we draw 3 in a row? Really? That's what we're doing. Okay. Now, of course, I'm going to get Banishing Lighted for my troubles, which makes my whole Final Flare play not a thing. And we're going to be sad and lose. But sometimes you got to YOLO. There's no fear in this dojo. Okay. Now we're definitely going to Final Flash it. But we might as well swing first. Now you're just being a dick. Like, how's that even possible? Okay, I guess we're not swinging. How? 4, 5... God, what are the odds of that? 6 mountains in a row. Like, holy shit. Keep 3 mountains, draw 3 mountains in a row. Wow. Profoundly bad. We are very dead. Literally anything else could have been useful there. We got fuck all. I mean, if he's just going to let us do nothing... Don't mill a forest. Okay. Oh. Well, we got 3 wins. That's something. They've got all the good flying creatures. We've done nothing for 800 turns. Yeah. That's magic, chat. Sometimes you don't get to play. The odds of that were extremely low. But, there you go. That's a good way to hedge out of a very slow draw. Okay, we're nuking that bad boy. We should just do it now. I don't want to get Starlit mantled or any of that dumb shit. Come on, really? Okay. Ugh. The 30 singer. I have a newfound respect for Mantle. That card is a real blowout if it goes off. Missing Wanderer into a bunch of enchantment creatures seems great. We want Furious Rise first, I think. If we cast Wanderer this turn, I don't know, then we're going to draw the Furious Rise before the mill effect happens. It's all good in the hood. Play this first. Because it's got reach. And it's a nice target. Okay. A minute there, I thought I was getting double Omen of the Forged. Sure. I think he forgot this had reach, and this was just a punt. So I'm going to block for sure. Of course, if he has Infuriate, jumps on me. I read that correctly. Got that last forest we need. Although we did put our Phoenix to the bottom. Or does this reshuffle? Ah, yeah. Phoenix to the bottom. What are you gonna do? Ooh, Aronian games. Hot. Uncool. So we're going to target the Wanderer and hope he doesn't have a trick, but he very well could. It's blue and red. He could have Stern Dismissal. He could have Fate's End. Oh, he's just bringing back the Warbutt. We have 7. Ooh, counterspell? Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's definitely annoying. Come on. Come on, doggy. So we probably just drop 4 on our next turn and crash. That 5 toughness is really problematic, huh? Guess we swing this and we use the blessing if we have to. That was a commanding one. Got our engine online quickly and dominated. Here at Not Safe for Work Magic, we are better at draft than we are constructed. Because constructed requires you to play one of like 3 decks that work, which is boring and expensive. And draft requires creativity and moxie. That's still a word, right? Alright, we're always happy to see this in our opening hand. Infuriate potentially protects it from some damage-based removal. This is potentially a removal spell. And hey, the games is here! But it's against red. That makes us sad. Well, that's going to wallop us. There's nothing we can do about that. You got me. Wow. Change of plans. Change of plans there. You have the blowout for me. Interesting. So, why don't we do this to make sure we have additional creatures for the games, or what? Or just a viable blocker? Kind of behind, so... let's play a little more cautious. Currently, we're dead to a lot of stuff. We don't want to see like a commanding presence or something right now. An aspect of Manicore would be really hard to get out from under. Yep. Well, 4 wins seems to be all we're going to get. Can't really compete with that card. And we play this. It's forced to suicide itself, which doesn't really work. We can play this and look for a land. Yeah, we just lose to the bomb. It's a little too hard to beat a Cronin War. So they have to attack. I mean, I would have taken the damage if I were him. I find it interesting that he didn't. But, play the only thing we can play. But we're incredibly vulnerable. And that much is pretty obvious. We essentially got 3 for 1. and tempoed by the war. Can't block any of this. Plus he has a handful of cards. I mean, there's a good chance a bunch of them are double white, but either way, we're pretty screwed. Yeah, we're extremely screwed. He's had really absolutely everything he needs to make our lives miserable. Another forest would be pretty great. It just did not go our way. No misplays were made. Couldn't draw the right cards. Put my money in for the punch in the dick. So we get no bonus pack, 4 wins, and 1 pack. Not bad. We made more than half our stake back. We got some usable rares for our little rare collecting experiment. And we're probably just going to fire another one up, which I may or may not record. At any rate, thank you for being here and watching an episode of Not Safe for Work Magic with me, your host, Gravity Groove. And perhaps we can get another 7-win draft on this stream someday. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time. Later.